Ever since I was younger, I was into video games.
Somebody like the views so I can bring bad news to all these crews who can't NBA jam with the shoe.
Hey everybody, welcome back to a quick beer review. Going back out to Munster, Indiana, 3 Floyds, courtesy of my man Jonathan. I appreciate you, my friend. This is Broo Doo, and I do believe this is a wet hopped IPA from them. It is wet hop season, my favorite season, and I think this is what this beer is. It says Broo Doo Harvest Ale is a seasonal ale that glorifies American hops. It's brewed using fresh green wet hops picked from the vine and put into our beer vats from vine to brew it and one day enjoy. Fuck, I forgot. 3 Floyds doesn't put the ABV on the bottle. Don't know what we're drinking. If it's an IPA, it's probably around 7%, 7.5%. And I think they etched the... I thought they etched the date on these, but I can't see it. I want to say this is like around a month in the bottle, time of recording. I'm not 100% sure, but yeah, I love wet hop beers. He had sent a picture of this when he was drinking it, and it looks pretty old school, which is awesome. So, you know me, I'm into old school West Coast style IPAs. So we are using our 3 Floyds glass because you guys know beer tastes better in proper glassware. Yeah, that is definitely an old school color. That's like that cool, like amber-ish color. Not quite amber, but it's definitely like that burnt orange. Plenty of carb in the glass. Finger of bright white head. I can smell it from here. It smells very floral. I like that. I love this glass. I don't get to use it a lot because I don't drink a whole lot of 3 Floyds beer. Although I was told that they're starting to get distro here in San Diego, so maybe I'll see some more 3 Floyds stuff. Shove our fat nose in this. Don't know what the hops are. Yeah, this is old school. This smells very floral, very piney. It's got a nice, like, malty sweetness, like brown bread. Gosh, it smells... We just did a whole week of YouTube. I drank a bunch of hazy beer in one day last week. This is so different than all of those beers. It's just such a... Like, it's so fun after drinking a bunch of hazy beers for me to get back to something like this. This is just... It's resinous, it's piney, it's floral, it's earthy. It still smells wildly hoppy, but it has a nice just malt presence to it. This is beer. I love the way this smells. I'm going to guess that the Untappd ratings on this beer just from smelling it aren't very high. Just because, like, haze bros these days, they'd smell this and be like, it's too malty, bro. It smells fucking awesome. Let's go and taste it. Jonathan, cheers. Thanks, bro. Ooh, that's bitter. See, fuck. This is awesome. But again, this is my wheelhouse. This is old school. This is piney. This is floral. Super resinous. And it is so fucking bitter on your tongue. This has to be a wildly high IBU beer. Unless it's just like the crazy floral hops that are coming off as very bitter on my tongue. This is almost like to the point of like, oh, this would be palate fatiguing if you drank a bunch of these back to back. I will say though, it's light on your palate. I mean, it can't be a high alcohol beer. I mean, I would say, 6.5 to 7.5%, somewhere in that range. But the bitterness is just lingering. Holy smokes. This almost reminds me of like how Stone Arrogant Bastard is or was, how Ruination used to be. Just a super freaking long, bitter, resinous, piney, floral finish. There's a little bit of like citrus on the front of your tongue, but it just it goes super old school palate wrecking, like your tongue gets overwhelmed with the like pine cones, pine needles, whatever kind of flowers you want to think of. It is so floral. It's really, really good. Super dry on the finish. Like I said, prickly on your tongue. There's a bunch of bubbles in the glass. I don't know if you guys can see that or not, but although it's like taxing on your palate, bitterness and just hop wise, it's like a light spritzy beer, mouthfeel wise, I guess the best way to describe it. So you definitely have to like old school beers to enjoy something like this. I very much do. It was funny when he drank this, he was like, I think you'd really like this, and he sent me extra bottles of it, which is rad. Something like this though, I mean, it's saying it's a seasonal harvest ale. Like, I bet you this could sit in the bottle for a little while. This with some age on it, if like that bitterness, I don't know if the bitterness would mellow out though. Maybe as the hops fade, Because that little bit of like, I mean, you smell. I feel like with this right now, whatever this is in the age in the bottle, it smells like a nice sweet malty like present. There's a nice sweet malty presence to the aroma. There's a brown bread sweetness on the finish, but it's so overwhelmingly hoppy still that those malts don't kind of get to come through, which I think in another 2 or 3 weeks as the hops fade a little bit, you'll get a little bit more of that sweetness, and you'll kind of get like in the vein of something like a Sierra Nevada Celebration, where you have those intense piney floral, you know, resinous hops, but you also have like that big sweetness. So this is really good. Like I said, I'm almost positive this is going to be a lower rated beer on the Untappd, but something, you know, someone like me who enjoys old school West Coast style IPAs, this is really, really good. So that's Broo Doo from 3 Floyds. Do you guys have this one? Let's talk about it. If not, check this out. Especially if you're like a new school IPA kind of a person. This one is worth your while, I think. It'll kind of give you an idea of what we were drinking, you know, 10 years ago all the time. So, Jonathan, I appreciate you sharing this one. It's fucking good stuff. So, that is it. I will see you guys soon. Cheers.
Thank you for coming behind the bar, in the arcade, all that shit.
Ever since I was younger, I was into video games.
Somebody like the view so I can bring bad news to all these crews who can't NBA jam with the shoe.